Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to take a look at Dark World. Dark World was one of the most popular non-meta options in the March 2012 format, even winning YCS Long Beach. So let's get into this list with this deck. So Dark World is a control deck that also can turbo through the deck by using a lot of powerful draw cards, and then with the combination of a lot of powerful trap cards that do tend to cause problems. So we'll begin with the deck's boss monster, 3 Grapha, Dark Dragon Lord of Dark World. So Grapha is a level 8 Dark Fiend monster with 2700 attack, 1800 defense. When he is in the graveyard, you can special summon him by bouncing one of your face-up Dark World monsters to your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, target one card your opponent controls, pop it. If this was discarded from your hand to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, look at a random card in your opponent's hand. If it was a monster, special summon it to your side of the field. The mirror match, that does come up. Grapha will be your reoccurring boss monster. It happens quite a bit. So the next 3 monsters are 3 copies of Brow, Huntsman of Dark World. So Brow is a consistency draw card. So if this card is discarded from the hand to the graveyard by a card effect, draw a card from your deck. If it's discarded by the hand to your opponent, card effect, draw another. Most of the time you're just going to use cards like Dark World Dealings to pitch this to draw 2. Really good. Next we have the 3 Snow. So Snow, when it's discarded by your own card effect, you get to add a Dark World card from your deck to your hand. And if this card is sent to the graveyard by opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 card from the field. Or from the graveyard to the field, sorry. I don't know why I am having such a hard time with text. It's just they word this card very different than some of the other Dark Worlds, which tends to be a problem with a lot of them, because Snow specifically is really annoying. That's why I probably shouldn't have went for the read on the actual card text, but whatever. It do be that way sometimes. So the remaining Dark World monsters, you have Beige Vanguard of Dark World. This card is really self-explanatory. If it's discarded by a card effect, special summon it to the field. And then next we have the 1 copy of Silva and the 1 copy of Gold. These guys are mainly just here to be special summoned when you discard a card. They also have effects when they're discarded. This is discarded to the graveyard by your opponent's card effect. Your opponent returns exactly 2 cards from their hand to the bottom of their deck. And then for Gold, you select up to 2 cards on your opponent's field and destroy them. It really won't happen that much other than in the mirror, which is really annoying. And then the final 2 monsters are Double Tour Guide. Why 2 Tour Guide? Because you're really just going to summon these. Either use it to make a rank 3, or you're going to bounce this immediately for Grapha, which does happen. And now really quickly before we hop into the spell lineup, I would just want to mention a couple monsters that you can in theory play. So we have just Sangan and Fabled Raven. You do not have to play these, but these are 2 cards I do actually enjoy sometimes in the deck. Fabled Raven will unlock an extra deck slots for you for synchros, and then just it's Sangan. It searches quite a bit of things. So on to our spell cards. We have a lot of consistency cards, starting off with Gates of the Dark World. For those of you who don't know, Gates, you can banish a Fiend monster, discard a card, and draw a card. So this will let you trigger effects. It is a very good, and it also gives all Fiends plus 300 attack and defense. So it makes Grapha turn into a 3k beater. Gold and Silva get up to 26. It's very nice. Next we have the 3 Dark World Dealings. Dark World Dealing is really simple. Each player draws a card and then discards a card. Again, you're just going to use this to proc your Dark Worlds. 3 upstart, draw a card, your opponent gains 1,000. Self-explanatory. And then we have the 3 Drag Down into the Grave, and then a card destruction for the rest of the draw cards. But, so Drag Down's a really cool card. For those of you who don't know, you and your opponent each look at each other's hands, select a card from there, send it to the graveyard, and then draw a card. So this gives you hand knowledge, and you can really force unfortunate discards to your opponent. And then card destruction is stupid in this deck. Just proc all the effects. One other card I'd like to mention you can play is Allure of Darkness. I opted not to, but it is another option. So we're moving a lot faster through this deck than normal deck profiles, which is this deck isn't as in-depth as others. So for the remaining spells, we have the Foolish Burial, Monster Reborn, and Dark Hole. So Foolish Burial is a lot better in this deck because it lets you bin a Grapha to get your aggressive portion of the deck going. And that is it for the spells. I do want to mention you can play a card like Heavy Storm in the deck. I am siding it at the moment because you are, you play Gates, and you're also going to be using some powerful back row and a powerful continuous trap card. So now let's get into the trap lineup. To begin, we have the triple Reckless Greed. Reckless Greed is just another draw card. You draw 2 cards, and then you skip your next 2 draw phases. I know people are going to be like, well, that card's bad. No, it's not. You just turbo through. You don't really care if you skip a draw phase. The next card, we play the 2 Minecrush. You'd play 3 if you could, but Minecrush is semi-limited in this format. You get to declare a card name. If your opponent has it, they discard it. And then, otherwise, you discard a random card, which really isn't bad. Also, this was at that point in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you still confirmed by looking at their hand, not before the new, that rule change from a couple of years ago that made this card suck. Because, so you can go, Tour Guide. I don't have it. Oh, okay, well, I guess I gotta discard a card. Draw for turn, normal summon Tour Guide. What? I drew it for turn, I swear. Stuff like that. Just kind of made the card pointless. Double Torrential. And then for the 1-up traps, we have Deck Dev, Skill Drain, and Solemn Judgment. This is just pretty solid in this deck, because you don't really care about your on-field effects that much. And then the last card I do just want to mention is Dark Smog. Lets you banish cards from your opponent's discard, and then you get to discard a Fiend monster to proc more Dark World effects. This is another popular card you can play if you'd like. I've tested it in the deck. It is not terrible. So the extra deck is actually pretty straightforward in this one. So to begin, for the rank 3 package, we have a Leviathan Dragon, a Zenmains, a Acid Golem, a Temtempo, and a Leviair. Leviair and Acid Golem specifically are really strong in this deck because this lets you recover a banished Brow or Snow to get into Grapha. And you are playing Skill Drain, so you will not actually have to worry about the downside on the Acid Golem's effect. And these are just your utility rank 3s that are just good most of the time. So for the rank 4s, we have the Utopia Ray, the Maystroke, Shockmaster, Photon Papal Imperative, Steel Swarm Roach. So, it's really just standard rank 4s. You're not going to make them that much. When you have access to the Synchro package, if you opt to play Fabled Raven, you probably cut a majority of these. And then for the last couple cards of this extra deck, we have for rank 5, since we're playing the Gold and the Silva, we're playing a Zenmayo, Tyrus, and Adrius. So these are all just your utility level 5, rank 5s. They're good. You could play something like Crimson Shadow Armor Ninja if you'd like, because it's not terrible, but it's not perfect by any means. And then the final card in the extra deck, is one copy of Hieratic Sun Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis. This guy is really neat. He is one of, I believe, 2 rank 8 options in this format. The other one being Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, and it is not worth the materials. So this guy just lets you add a bunch of stuff. You can tribute cards from your hand to destroy any equal number of cards that you tributed. And you can tribute them from your hand, which is neat. They wanted this to be a hieratic card, but it's really just a Dark World card in this format, because when we eventually get to hieratics, you'll notice you don't play any of the big hieratics or the level 4s that help you get into the level 8 hieratics, because honestly, they're not very good. So yeah, that is it for Dark World. I hope I did the deck justice for you fans of the deck. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. As always, remember to join the Discord, where we will have votes for future decks. The next deck profile you'll see is Gravekeepers. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.